Every couple of months for the last year and a half or so, I have been diving into anything I can find about Rebel Moon without spoiling too much because I didn't want to be spoiled until a trailer finally arrived. And we got a trailer the other day. And I kind of sat on this for a couple days because I've been super busy with other stuff, but I'm finally got time to talk about this. And all I can say is, oh my God, it looks amazing. And as of right now, I'm recording this at like 4 o'clock in the morning on the 24th of August. It already has 8.7 million views. Hang on, let me get my head out of the way so you can see the views there. Can you see the views? And I gotta switch the other way. There we go. Right there. Somewhere down there. 8.7 million views. To say that it's a popular trailer would be an understatement. It is definitely generating a buzz with a lot of people because it's Zack Snyder. Who doesn't love Zack Snyder films? Outside of a few weird trolls on the internet who are like, "I don't like what he did with Watchmen, and I didn't like what he did with Superman." Get out of here. He's a brilliant filmmaker, and what he and his wife do together as a producer team is quite frankly, I mean, it's amazing. Really, it really is. They create stuff that has really entertained me. So I'm going to be diving into the trailer today. This is kind of a reaction video, but also I don't show any actual footage. We're going to be looking at some still clips of the trailer as we go through. I don't want to get hit with any copyright strikes. I've tried to do Netflix reactions in the past, and every single one I've ever done that showed footage, I got hit with a copyright. So we're not going to do that, but we are going to show some clips throughout the film. And of course, you can go back and watch all the previous videos on my channel covering Rebel Moon because we have been diving into everything about this film over the past few months. So right off the bat, the trailer starts off with this sweeping shot. It's very gladiator style, very 300 in the sense we've got this wheat field that they're going over with this slow pan shot. And one of the things I loved is this whole village that they built for these scenes was something they grew. They like built an entire set in the valley and grew the wheat and everything else because they wanted to have something that was lived in and felt real, which is, going back to what they did with The Lord of the Rings and building Hobbiton as an actual set as opposed to trying to do everything with green screen. Now, obviously, there is a lot of green screen happening in this film. There are a ton of VFX shots in this trailer, but this sense of realism that you get from having in the foreground an actual physical thing that your eye can tell is real helps make this feel more majestic in everything it is. And then going from that, we get this sweeping shot of this ship, and more than one ship. Hang on, I gotta get back to it. All these ships coming into a planet. I've been watching Foundation on Apple TV and reviewing that on my channel once a week. And although the story isn't exactly true to the books, one of the things I praise that show on every single week is the visuals are top notch. Like, especially if you're watching that in 4K. Foundation's visuals are just flat out amazing, and everything I've seen in this trailer so far points to them having the same level of fidelity. And of course, it's a film; it's got a bigger budget. And Zack Snyder traditionally has really good effects in his films, and this looks amazing. We've get these. There's so much going on here because there's definitely war. Again, I get a very gladiator vibe from this, and it doesn't hurt that we have um, what is his name? I can't remember his name from the Gladiator films. He's like here in this shot as they show his face. Anyway, um, moving from behind there, we get all of these like extreme visuals of giant statues being blown up, and it just looks amazing. And then if I can show us just a really quick clip. No, it's not gonna. There's so much going on here with world building, and we know that there's two films in this. He's also got a video game project in the works, but the video game project, he kind of made me laugh. I think Bubalonia was saying this the other day from our community, and I kind of agreed. When he talks about the video game, he has enthusiasm for it, but I don't think he understands gaming so much. Or, I mean, maybe he does. He was out there in the press talking the other day about how he loves Fortnite and all this other stuff, but there's gaming and then there's gaming. So, but the cool thing for me is that the world building that they're making here is We got a two-part film series and a video game that's coming out as well. This points to them putting a lot of time into building a world that is incredibly believable. And the story, as far as I understand it, we've got lots of loss and tragedy. By the way, she was great in all the Wachowski stuff she's done. She was also in Sense8. But also the Jupiter film they did, Jupiter Rising, I think it was called. I really like that film. So these visual shots coming over the set that they built are just amazing. And then um, I don't know that I've ever seen him with a beard before, um, but I loved him in what was the vampire he did with Guillermo del Toro. Um, I'm blanking on it right now. It was a creepy ass show. It's got a great cast, and she looks absolutely amazing as well. And apparently, she is some sort of a. I haven't, because again, I'm not trying to spoil all the story stuff for myself here, but she apparently used to be like a soldier, warrior, princess. I'm not sure, with whatever creepy empire it is, this fascist regime that has ruled the planets for centuries. And then she's been off in hiding on this planet, and they've found her, and they're coming, and things, shit gets real from here. And of course, we've got creepy ass like Nazi empire in space. And I've seen him do a few bad guy roles before, and he does a really good job. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him pull this off. So, but there's just so much going on here in terms of story. I mean, just scrolling through here. Oh, and also not quite lightsabers, but
justice and revenge.
also kind of lightsabers, which makes sense given that this was promoted as or pitched as a Star Wars film to begin with. So having some of those visual elements that he wanted coming into play, I think it's going to be a very cool thing here. But this is the set I'm talking about. If we can get a shot on it. Below, obviously, because they're flying up over it. I wanted to see. So this is all where they built this thing in the valley, and they're using a blending of VFX and practical, which for me is the best way to go. Frank Oz has a really good conversation he did, which I've mentioned in other videos, where he talked about the importance of blending your realism, your miniatures, your sets, and everything else, and only using digital as a kind of an addition as opposed to only doing it in digital. And it works with stuff like this, where we've got an actual set that was built, and then from there they're going out into digital stuff. We've also just got stunning effects, lots of warriors. There's this scene where this dude jumps onto the back of a flying creature, which just felt very like 300. So we're seeing some of Zack Snyder's traditional elements in terms of action sequences, and then just tons of amazing visuals and special effects and everything else. So for me, like I said, December 22nd is the first part. I don't know if they've said when the second part. Oh, yeah, it does here, right here. Part two, the Scargiver. So we've got December and April. So we're spreading it out quite a bit. But instead of waiting, 2, 3 years in between, we're getting, part one in December and then part two a year later in April of 2024. I can't wait. I think this looks amazing. It's been benchmarked for me for a long time. Really looking forward to it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Drop them down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Join the Discord. Links are down below. Daily streams at 11 a.m. Until next time, everybody. Stay safe.